And that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to talk about quote unquote mind games that people play in dating, or better stated, the game. That's what I call it, the game, you guys. All right. Now, a lot of you people are aware of the game, and a lot of you people have no clue. Believe me, I see it in our group. We have a group on Facebook where we answer questions, and there's so many people in there, especially the females in there, that just have no clue that they're being gamed, or being played rather, okay? So I'm going to go over a few things to look for if you're dating somebody, of people that are doing the game to you. And you need to be aware of that and realize that when people start to play game on you, this is somebody that you will not go anywhere with. This is somebody that will waste your time. This is usually somebody that is stringing you along for their benefit. So I had a girl come to me, and she had a situation where she was dating a guy. They were in different states, but close enough. And he was seeing her, but then he was telling her that he still talks to his ex, and he needed space and all of that, okay? And it finally came to where she had a weekend with him. They spent the weekend. They had a great weekend. And she asked him the question, so are we going to be in a serious relationship? And he just could barely look at her. That right there is red flag number 1. Red flag number 2 is if they're still talking to their ex. You don't want somebody that is still connected to an ex. That's why I always say, if you're going to get involved with somebody, make sure that they're broken up at least 6 months and they are over their exes. So many people are still hanging on or talking to their ex, or some of them are still having sex with their ex and you don't even know it, all right? You want somebody that is emotionally free of any exes, okay? I mean, an ex is your ex for a reason. You should not be going back. Obviously, if you broke up for some reason, okay, it wasn't working out. So if you're going to move on to another relationship, you should be completely ready. And a lot of people are not completely ready, and they get into other relationships with other people and they're not completely ready. But when it comes to the mind games, we're going to talk about the games, the mind games. People that are going to play games with you, you will see it in their actions. You will see it in how they treat you. You will see it if they don't get on the phone with you. You will see it if they don't make time for you because, all right, people make time for who is important in their life. Now, there are certain people that make excuses, and a lot of people give them passes. There's people that try to play, quote unquote, the victim, all right? A lot of victims out there, you guys, and a lot of people fall for them. They're the ones that you meet, that you can meet on, let's say, a dating site or something like that, and they say, oh, you know, I've been burnt by so many women and I'm a really good guy. They try to portray themselves like, I'm not like these other guys, okay? Just be careful, because that could be a player undercover doing the game, playing the victim. So And the other thing too is you don't want somebody that's emotionally damaged. You want somebody that's going in and is ready to date you and have a healthy relationship. Not that they come in and already they got 1,000 problems that they're looking to lay on you. All right. When you get involved in a relationship, you want somebody that brings you up, not brings you down. So remember that when you're dealing with these people. So you may deal with somebody that plays the victim, okay? This is somebody that you have to be very careful of. You cannot, and I need to say it one more time, you cannot take their words for face value, okay? In other words, what I'm trying to say is this, okay? People are very good at bullshitting. Some of these people out there are very smooth, all right? They sound really nice. Of course they're going to be nice, and especially in the beginning. Everybody's nice in the beginning until you get to know them, until you question them, until you check them on certain things that they do that they shouldn't be doing. Then you really see the real them, okay? That takes time as you get to know somebody. But the thing is, you want to look at this whole person when they come to you and see really what they're about. Another thing that you want to be cautious of is when they've just met you. I've said this before in prior podcasts. They just met you and they tell you, oh, I'm all into you and I'm just centering on you. You've got all my attention. That is a classic player line. You've got all my attention, all right? They're going to be mad at me because I'm giving away the game over here. But I think a lot of people need to be aware of this because so many people are falling for this, okay? The other thing, and I see this in our group as well on Facebook with the questions about their relationships. Another thing is that a lot of people and a lot of women, but this can apply to anybody, they're accepting, they go in there and they ask a question. They catch their partner texting another woman when they're in a committed relationship. Let's say they've been living together a couple of years, or some of them are even married. And they're like, what do I do? What do I do? Okay. Now, every situation is different. It depends on the degree of what you see. But basically, if somebody is not respecting the relationship, that you have to check that person on it. And, certain things can be, compromised and try to work out, and certain things are not excusable. And you have to put up those boundaries. All right. You have to put your foot down. And this is what's happening all over the place. A lot of women are accepting these excuses that people are making. They're sitting there and they're giving them every excuse under the book. The other excuse that they love to throw out is, I need some space. I need to work on myself. I really don't know what I want. Or, I need to figure it out with my ex. Or, I have this business plan that I'm working on. I'm so busy with work. Or, I have a family issue and everything like that, okay? Most of the time, they are just excuses. When somebody wants to take a break, what they're basically saying, I'm going to translate it for you. What they're basically saying is they're not that into you, but they don't want to discard you. A lot of them that say they want to take a break, they're still going to be in contact with you. They still want to dangle that carrot. They still want you around. They still want that ego boost. And in the meantime, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be contacting other people because in their mind, you're not the one. You're not the one. Because if you are the one, they are not going to take a chance of losing you. Believe me when I tell you. If they know that you're out there in that dating world and you're talking to other people, they are not going to take that chance of losing you. The only way somebody would take that chance of losing you is if they feel that there's something better somewhere else, that the grass is greener. And when they go out there and they find that the grass most of the time is not greener, they come back. They almost all of them pretty much come back. But What do you have there? You have somebody that is stringing you along, somebody who's not all into you. It's either somebody is serious and really into you, or somebody is just playing around. And this is what a lot of these women that we see in our group, they have a problem with. They don't get it, okay? The ones that are in the dating world especially, because they don't understand that, just because he's sitting there and saying, I really love you. You're a great person and everything like that. It's not you. It's me. I have to figure myself out. That is all flat out lies. The only thing he's got to figure out is if there's something better than you around the corner, all right? And then he will be back when he sees it's not. Don't even waste your time. The way you handle that is you say, okay, you have to do what works out for you, but just be aware that I am going to do what works out for me, because I'm not going to sit here and wait around for you. My life still goes forward. Our life, our time is a piece of our life, and we don't cut that off for anybody, because what'll happen is that person will string you along. Let's say they string you along a couple of years and you're seeing them, you're on again, you're off again, you're on again, you're off again. And then what happens 3-4 years down the line when they come in contact with somebody maybe they like better, and they say to you, I'm sorry, this relationship's not working out. You just got played, okay? You just got played because you hung on to somebody. You got half a person. You didn't get the whole person. This is how you have to think about it. This is where the confusion is, because so many women think, oh, maybe he'll change his mind and he'll realize that, I'm the one. Maybe he'll come running back. I'll give him a little space and maybe he'll come running back. That rarely happens, you guys, all right? There have been cases where people have dated somebody and the person might have said, listen, I'm unsure. I don't know what I want, blah, 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 okay? And the other person said, that's fine. I'm walking away. They walk away, and then that person realizes that they're going to lose that person, and they come running back. But they come running back right away, usually, okay, because they don't want to lose that person. So that happens once in a while. But the point I'm trying to make is this, all right? When somebody is into you, they will show you. They want to be around you. They will move mountains for you. I've talked to so many men about this, and every single one of them has told me when I'm really into a girl or a woman, I will do anything for that woman to be around her. I want to be around her. I want to know everything about her. I won't take a chance of losing her. But see, when you take an attitude where you're being overly nice, like, all right, let me give him his space. And, maybe he'll see I'm a really nice girl, and he'll come back because he sees, I'm so understanding. What you're basically doing is you're devaluing your self-worth, you're devaluing yourself, and you're basically saying, you know what, I don't have other options, so I'm going to hang on and wait around for you. So in his eyes, your value goes down, 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 because you're waiting around, you're waiting for that person to come running back to you, okay? And they know that you're always going to be there. And how do they know you're always going to be there? Because you take their calls. Because you let them know you're still there, because you still see them, all right? You know how many people have broken up and they're still running back to their exes because they're weak? Because and their exes are sleeping with them and getting the benefits from them, but not having the commitment with them. So their exes are running all over them. And then these are the people that are heartbroken and saying, I don't understand why he doesn't want to be with me. He doesn't want to be with you because he's got the best of both worlds. He's got you wrapped around his finger that anytime he calls you, whether it's 2 weeks later, a month later, 4 months later, you're still taking the call, you're still seeing him, maybe you're still hooking up with him, and he's got the other benefit that he could go out with anybody else in between. You see what I'm saying? You have to put your foot down. Somebody who's real and wants you is not going to take a chance of losing you. All right? And if they do walk away from you, then they're not worth anything. Then they're not for you. Then you got to say to yourself, thank God I didn't waste another day on that person. All right? Thank God they didn't take another year of my life and I'm another year older starting all over again. But this is, what I wanted to bring up tonight because I see it so much. I see so many women hanging on and hanging on and hanging on. And you're not going to change people. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys this is, from experience. Because when you're young, you think that you can change people. Even older people sometimes think you could change people. You can't change anybody that doesn't want to change. You can't change somebody's basic character and make them into something that they're not. And the last thing you do is you chase that person. Like I've said before, when you chase the person, you devalue yourself, you guys. I talk about it in my book, Regain Your Power. You want to always hold your self-worth. You don't ever want to chase somebody. So, the way to do it is you set up your boundaries. When the person oversteps your boundaries, you check them on it and you let them know and you tell them, no, this is unacceptable. I am not going to accept somebody who, is texting me one day and doesn't text me till 4 days later, or doesn't pick up the phone when I call them on a Friday night or a Saturday night. You have to check them. And if they do it again, you have to walk away unless that is how you want to be treated. All right? You have to put your foot down. Put your foot down. Stop worrying that you're going to lose that person. If anything, that person will respect you. They're going to say to themselves, wow, she takes no crap. All right. And they're going to respect you because there are so many people that do put up with that. And yeah, they may have that person around, but how are they being treated? They're being treated as one of the many options that they have. So you have a choice. You have a choice when you're out there in the dating world. You could either put up with the crap and be treated as one of the options and just always be there for that call or always be there for that text. And, they can contact you last minute and you'll go see them or, have them over your place last minute. Or you could be somebody that says, no, this is not how I'm going to be treated because I value myself. I value my self-worth. And if you want to be with me, you're going to value me as well. And if not, you can trust and believe I will find somebody that does. All right. Now, I had a talk with, somebody today about this and they were like, well, there's a lot of guys that do that. There are good men out there. I'm not saying that they aren't scarce. They are definitely scarce, you guys. They are very definitely scarce to find somebody that doesn't play games. And, the guys, they come to me too and they tell me, the women are playing games. It's like a vicious cycle going on. Because you had the guys playing the games, now you got the girls doing the same thing, and everybody's in a mixed up world, okay? Everybody's in a mixed up world. A lot of people are disgusted with the dating apps and saying, this is all nonsense, this is just ridiculous. And what happened is a lot of the women that have self-worth got off the dating apps. They said, you know what? These dating apps are guys just trying to play game on me to try to have sex. Guys that are sitting there lying and saying they want relationships when they don't. And a large percentage of them are doing that. But there is that small percentage, maybe 10%, that are sincere guys that really do want to meet somebody. It's a job, you guys. You got to weed through, you got to screen these people. It's a lot of work. You got to have conversations with them, see what they're about. All right. So you go through all of that and you try to figure out, who's real and who's not. Like we said, there's not that many people that are sincere, but you have to weed through. But the question is, what's most important is yourself, okay? What's most important is your self-esteem. See, when you put up with certain behaviors, your self-esteem goes down to nothing, all right? And when your self-esteem goes down to nothing, that's when you accept these kind of behaviors. That's when you try to rationalize all the different excuses they come up with. Like, oh, I couldn't pick up the phone because I had no Wi-Fi where I was. That is a classic lie, okay? Or I need a break because my cat died and I'm really upset about it. That is a classic, another excuse, all right? People, it doesn't matter what happens in their life. If they really like you, they want to be around you. They're not trying to distance themselves from you, okay? If you feel that you are fighting to get that person's attention, you are fighting to get that person's interest, that's because that person could be losing interest in you, or that person is talking to other people, or it could be both, all right? But in any event, if that is the case, you don't text that person all the time. You don't call that person a lot because you're bringing your self-worth down. What you have to do is you got to back off. You got to back off. And then, you have to see what else is around for you. You have to keep your doors open because if you put your eggs all in that basket, you're going to be wasting a lot of time. And this is what happens. And you got to value your time, you guys. You got to value your time because as you get older, it doesn't get easier. So your time is valuable, and who you give your time to is valuable. And you need to let whoever you're dealing with know that and let them know, hey, my time is valuable. I don't just give my time to just anybody. If you want to be with me, you want to get to know me, then you're going to show me. Not just words. Anybody could say anything. Anybody could sit there and say, oh, I'm falling for you. I love it. Show it. Prove it. Prove it to me. Let me see. Show me. Show me that you're sincere. You have to walk the walk, not just talk it. All right. So that's basically what I'm talking about tonight. As to you have to put your foot down, and so many women have not done that, and that's why so many guys have so many options and are juggling the women today. But you can't give up because there are that percentage of men that are sincere, that truly do want to meet somebody. And they're out there. But I had a person also ask me about the question of, well, there's this really nice guy. He likes me, but I'm really not attracted to him. But he's a nice guy and everything like that. Okay, here's the thing with that. If you're talking to somebody and they're a nice person, give that person a chance. Talk to them. But what I am going to tell you is this. You should have some chemistry with somebody. You can't just date somebody because they're a nice person, all right? And you think, okay, they'll make a nice boyfriend or girlfriend. You got to have some chemistry. You got to have a mix. You got to have a mix of good chemistry, and you have to have a mix of, good inner qualities as well. Kind, understanding, nice person, makes you a priority, gives you their time. So you need a balance. You need a balance, you guys. And you shouldn't settle for less. You shouldn't settle for less. It's very, very difficult out there. It is a jungle, okay? But you can't just say, oh, well, I'm going to give up and everything like that. Get into yourself, build yourself up, work on yourself, work on what you got to work on, all right? And don't give your time to the wrong people. If somebody is crossing your boundaries, you put your foot down. If they continue to do it, you don't bother with these people, okay? Those are what I call the zeros. Those are people that are going to love bomb you in a lot of cases, that basically you're not going to get nothing out of them except an occasional call, an occasional, date here or there, and you're always going to be left thirsty. You're sitting there, you're thirsty, like, oh, is he going to call? You're staring at your phone. You're wondering what's going to happen for the weekend. Is he going to bring up about seeing you? And you're living on the edge. That's why you always have to have a lot of options. That's another thing I want to bring up too, you guys. If you're not in a committed relationship with somebody, all right? If you're not in a committed relationship with somebody, you best believe you leave your doors open and you always talk to other people, okay? Because most of the time they are, all right? If they're not in a committed relationship with you, believe me, they're talking to other people. Why? Because they can. So you have to do the same thing. They're keeping their options open. You keep your options open. And the other thing too is when you talk to other people, it takes off that edge of when you're only dealing with one person, then you're always, hanging on their every word. What they say, oh, what did he text me last? Oh, what does that mean? And then the next thing you know, you're calling your girlfriend up or you're calling your homeboy up or whatever, and you're getting on the phone with them. Well, what did he mean by that? You're sitting there analyzing every text as to, does he like me? Does he not like me? Why? Because you don't have other eggs in the basket. You got to keep yourself going until you're in that committed relationship. And and I always say this too, when somebody is serious about getting to know you, they will have no problem getting on that phone. Make sure they get on the phone, all right? Because if they're not getting on the phone, they could be in a relationship with somebody else or a situationship, or they're just juggling so many other people that they don't have time and they're not going to put the work into getting to know you. So if they have a hard time picking up that phone, that is not somebody that you want to deal with, all right? Because it's a totally different thing to talk to somebody on the phone than to send a text. And they have to be consistent. They got to contact you on a regular basis. Stop accepting less behaviors than you should be. Stop accepting less than you should. All right. If more people did that, believe me, this whole dating thing would change. If more women put their foot down and said, I'm not accepting this behavior, or even guys, because there's some guys out there that are dealing with this too, that are dealing with women that are juggling them as well. If more people put their foot down and said, I'm not dealing with this, you'd see a whole different thing go on. Most of the time, these guys, especially the ones that are players, if you try playing them the way they play you, they're gone in a second. They're gone in a second. You know why? Because they're not going to be second best. And you shouldn't be second best either. So this is what I'm saying to you tonight. All these excuses, I just want to be friends. Okay, we could be friends, but if you're my friend, I don't fuck my friends, and, you're not a priority. I date people and I get to know people, all right? And that's how you got to look at it. A lot of them, they're so, you got to be afraid to say, I want a relationship because it's like taboo out there. Oh my God, relationship. Oh my God. Oh, yuck. Oh, okay. Like, just be yourself. Let people know you want to date. You shouldn't look too far in or too far out. Let people know you want to date. If that's what you're looking for and you're looking to meet people and you're looking for more than just a hookup, you let them know, I'm looking to date, or I'm looking, for a long-term relationship or anything. You shouldn't have to be afraid, because if they're not looking for the same things as you, all right, it's better that right up front. Yeah, that's how you weed out a lot of them. A lot of them will fall off, or you'll get the real fake actors that come back and say, oh, that's what I want too. Okay, that's what I want too. And then you start to see that, they're not being sincere with you. A lot of people out there, and especially on the dating apps, a lot of them are not sincere. Some people are, but, those are the scarce ones. Those are the ones you got to weed through. And then occasionally, you may hit that mega millions and find that sincere one that is really true blue, and you will know it, and you'll look back on all this and you'll say to yourself, why did I put up with that crap that I put up with those other guys? Okay? Why did I give them my time, okay? I'm telling you, I went through this when I was dating. All right, my best friend from Chicago, he used to tell me all the time. I call him the master. He is the master. He used to tell me all the time, why do you give these guys your time? All right? And I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way that certain people don't deserve your time. Certain people that aren't sincere in getting to know you the right way. Certain people that always made excuses and said certain things like, I just want to go with the flow. Okay, now there's nothing wrong with that. You want to go with the flow, that's fine. Okay, you could go with the flow with someone else who wants to go with the flow. But, if that's not what you're looking for and you're looking to move forward in your life and you're looking to have a future with somebody, maybe have a family, have children, Mr. Going with the flow is not somebody that you should waste your time with. And don't get into that mindset that, I'm going to change them. You're not going to change somebody. If somebody tells you they're not looking for a relationship, or right now I just came out of a relationship, I'm not looking for anything, and you're looking for a relationship, do not waste your time, okay? You're not going to change somebody like that, all right? You want somebody who's open, has an open mindset to having a relationship just like you are. Okay? I hope that helps you guys. If it did, please hit the subscribe button, share. Have a great day.